As someone who's been working from home for several years now, I gotta say, it's been pretty comfy. At least in my experience, because I know things aren't so comfy for everyone. Some companies, they've gotten really weird about keeping track of their remote employees. Some places require you to install software on your computer that lets your employer monitor what is on your computer screen, watch you and look around at your room through the webcam, listen to you through the microphone, and track your every mouse movement and keystroke on your keyboard. And then there's the video calls. They want you to have the webcam on so that they can look at you and see your smiling face throughout the meetings. Otherwise, you are not properly engaged. Or they want to have your microphone remain on even when you aren't speaking, even when you understand everything that's being discussed in the meeting, because having the microphone on shows that you are ready to ask questions and that you are engaged with the meeting. Now, I still stand by my claim that the majority of meetings that we're having in the first place over Skype, Zoom, Slack, or whatever could just be condensed down to a couple of paragraphs sent out in an email to the team, and that would convey the information just as well. I really don't understand what people's obsession is with video call meetings. Is it just because we have so much bandwidth available that real-time video communication is possible, so we just decide to use it for everything? People just throw text out the window these days, except for the meeting notes, because of course you need to have meeting notes for everyone at the end in case somebody was out of the office, or if you forgot a pertinent topic that was discussed in between the stand-ups and the icebreakers and all that other crap. And how about that? Wouldn't you know, the notes are always a couple of paragraphs covering everything important that was discussed in the meeting that you needed to know anyway. But even if you smile on your webcam throughout the meetings, and you have your microphone on, and you respond to text messages instantly, and you finish all your work correctly and ahead of time, upper management may still have what people are calling productivity paranoia. Oh no, I'm so paranoid about my wages not working at full capacity. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're getting all of their work done ahead of schedule despite the hour-long Monday meetings where I force everyone on the team to tell me what they did all weekend. But surely there must be a way to squeeze a few extra ounces of productivity out of my wages. And oh God, why is there a lizard in here?
Be not afraid, human. It is I, Mark Zuckerberg.
Okay, second question. Why did you just transform yourself into another different lizard?
Because I am a shapeshifter.
Right. I figured that. But why not shapeshift into something like a human? You know, when you're conducting human business with other humans.
No, I prefer lizard. Anyway, human, I phased into your office space today because I have a solution for your human tracking needs. You can simply have them do their labors within my metaverse. It is specifically designed for humans to work in, play in, and one day soon spend the entirety of their conscious lives in. For the humans that you call wagey, to enter my metaverse they will each require a MetaQuest Pro headset, which costs 1,500 American human currency units. The technology of my metaverse will create a digital human avatar for the wagey that mimics all the movements of their physical bodies and faces in real time, allowing you to track their emotions, as well as movement and position in 3D space.
Damn, dude, you know what? That actually sounds a little bit too evil, even for me. I think I'm just gonna stick to making sure that people are online during office hours. Well, it looks like the employees of my cutaway are safe from forever working in the metaverse, but the real ones probably aren't. You guys already know that ol' Zucky is doing everything in his power to make the metaverse a thing. He's throwing billions of dollars at it, but now Microsoft is throwing their hat in the ring with Meta to rule over the work from home paradigm. That's right. They think that the solution to this productivity paranoia that managers are feeling as a result of not being able to see their employees working in the office is to just have their employees work in the metaverse so that middle management can watch their employees' avatars. If they can look up and see them doing something that looks like working, then they're finally going to feel at ease with their productivity paranoia. Because, looking at a cartoon type on a keyboard is totally a better way to track productivity than just making sure people get stuff done on time. Now, Microsoft has already stated that Office 365 apps are going to be available on Meta Quest devices, Microsoft Teams, Windows 365, Microsoft Intune, Azure Active Directory, and of course, Xbox Cloud Gaming. Because remember, the metaverse isn't just for work, it's also for play. You must spend all of your waking hours in the metaverse. Now, the funny thing is, Microsoft's CEO has actually said that he's against corporations spying on their employees to track productivity. They actually conducted a survey over the last couple of years during the pandemic, asking employees how productive they feel, and then asking leadership how productive they think their teams are. And they found this huge disconnect between employees and managers. Basically, employees feel like they're more productive than ever, and managers feel like people are less productive than ever. So Meta and Microsoft think that the best way to establish a happy medium between workers not being tracked and managers not feeling paranoid about productivity is to put everyone in the metaverse. That way the managers can see people's avatars in their virtual cubicles, staying busy, and the employees don't have to keep their webcams on. Except the Meta Quest headsets all have like 3 or more cameras on them that are scanning you and your surroundings in 360 degrees, and they are much higher end cameras than the ones that are inside of your laptop. So yeah, you've still got cameras on you, just now you've got more on you and they're higher resolution. Now, Facebook and Microsoft make it sound like the raw feed from these cameras won't be available to anyone. But do you honestly trust them? I mean, maybe your employer using the technology won't be able to see the feed for themselves, but what about Meta? What about Microsoft? Those are companies that profit from collecting people's data, and getting a full 3D scan of every worker's room every day that they work, that sounds like an information motherlode for companies like them. And even if you do trust Meta, Microsoft, and your employer for some odd reason not to spy on you, the requirement to wear a VR headset for the entirety of all of your shifts, which is like 40 hours a week on average in Burgerland, that's going to be hell. It's going to make working from home even less comfy than working at the office, than working in a cubicle. And obviously, the less comfortable your employees are, the lower their productivity will be and the higher employee turnover is going to be. That's probably the whole reason why people are more productive working from home in the first place. So I'm going to close this video by addressing leaders and middle management. Don't fall for the metaverse scam. It's pretty clear that most people are more productive working from home because they don't have to deal with commuting or waiting in lines to use the elevators and escalators, because most of the people are getting to the office at the same time, around like 8:30 to 9 a.m. And then they wait in more lines around 12 p.m. when everybody goes to lunch to get some food. So yeah, half of your lunch break is spent just waiting in line. And then you sit in more traffic around 5 p.m. when everybody leaves the office to go home. Some people are spending almost as much time commuting and waiting in lines as they do working. And of course, you have to get all dressed up to go to the office. Some people are just more productive without pants on. And all that should really matter at the end of the day when it comes to people doing their work is them getting their work done correctly and on time. Doesn't matter exactly how they do it. Maybe one person works best sitting in the typical office environment wearing a shirt and a tie. Maybe another person works better while wearing programming socks and switching between writing code and playing Doki Doki Literature Club. It also shouldn't matter what time of day you are working, as long as things are turned in on time, of course. If there's something that's time sensitive that has to be done at 9 a.m., then you have to do it at 9 a.m. But most of the time, you're assigned a task and you get a few days to a week to do it, and you just work on it whenever. So if you're more productive between the hours of 2 and 4 a.m., go ahead and do your thing. That's only really possible to do in the work from home paradigm because, of course, the office, a physical place like that, is probably going to get locked up at nighttime. We're all adults, so treat your employees like adults and let them work in peace.